Welcome back, everyone. On this Monday, after 48 years of serving Springfield schools, School Superintendent Daniel Warwick is calling it a career, announcing his retirement just hours ago.
Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle joins us live in studio with more details. Glenn?
Abby, Superintendent Warwick's nearly 5-decade career in Springfield's education system will conclude at the end of the 2024 school year. The Springfield Hungry Hill neighborhood native started his career as a substitute teacher. From his humble beginnings, he moved up the school system ranks, working as a special education teacher and the principal of Glenwood School before taking the top spot in Springfield's education system. Warwick took to the podium alongside Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno, who reflected on the superintendent's time serving the community.
48 years is a long time, but it flew by, and I enjoyed coming in every day. It has never been a job for me. I love this city. The day I was appointed superintendent, Tom Donahoe called me the next day and said, Dan, after I retired, I did some research, and I was the only superintendent in the history of the Springfield Public Schools that actually was promoted all the way up through the ranks.
Warwick was named superintendent in 2012, and Mayor Sarno listed off just some of the many accomplishments under Warwick's belt, leading the city's public school system.
Graduation rate, again, when we took over, was unacceptable, barely hovering over 50%. Now, because of the superintendent's leadership, 86%. Dropout rate was nearly, it took up 14%. We were down to 1.9, and COVID at 3.9%. Improvements in all state achievement gaps across the board in every student category.
As Superintendent Warwick oversaw an annual operating budget of more than $790 million, more than 23,000 students in over 60 schools and 5,000 employees. A search for his replacement will be conducted in the coming months. And as for what's next for Warwick, he says during his retirement, he hopes to spend more time with his family. Reporting live in the studio, Glenn Kittle for Western Mass News.